Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic, and that's also my screen name. Today we're going to be starting a Let's Play of Hydroneer. Now I have dinked around with the game a little bit, I do have a save. Mostly just trying to learn the system so I don't look like a complete noob. But it's kind of fun, and I think that it is something that more people could enjoy. So we're going to do a Let's Play, we're going to see just how... We're going to see just how efficient we can get our builds, because efficiency in this game means cheap. The bigger your builds, the more expensive material-wise to get them up and running. Eventually you reach a point of no return, or not no return, but a point of irrelevance, where the bigger your build, it doesn't really matter because you have so much money coming in. But I have experimented a little bit with their logic system, and I really like it. I really like the automation in this game. The early stages are going to be a little bit slow, so when I post these to videos, they're going to be cut. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and show you everything. So we're going into a new game. Now, the first thing that you should know is that this truck is yours. You don't actually have to buy the first truck. It's slow and it's poop, but it's a truck. And it works. So you get some starter tools over here. You get a cart, which why would you use that when you have the truck? And then over here, so here's our first lantern. We don't have a bed yet, which kind of sucks, because it looks like it's nighttime. I don't know if it's daylight. That's one thing that I don't like about the game, is the look all the way around is the sunrise, and I would prefer if it was east to west so you could tell whether it was daybreak or nightfall. But that's okay, we'll make do. Now when you first start out, all that you have are the tools that they give you. So the first thing you want to do is fill this with water and bring it over here. So we're going to have to do stuff by hand in the very beginning for a little while until we get our automation up and running. Now the bucket does make this a little bit faster. Now in the interest of not tearing up this beautiful flat area that you can't see because it's dark as hell, we're going to use some reference points based on... This is not just a straight down kind of a thing. This area is 5 blocks deep, and the deeper you go, the more resources you get from your digging. But it is not perfectly shaped to the dirt here. It is a slope down. So we want to get more or less towards the middle. I'm going to line up with this rock here and probably the bridge here for our first entry point. We're going to fill this bucket with 5 clods of dirt. 4 and 5. Oh, apparently bucket only holds 4. And we're going to dump it in here. And then we're going to brush it. Look at that. So this you can't really sell. It is used for power, which we don't need yet, but we're going to set it off to the side because we're going to need it later. Alright. Right, I don't have any way to get water over here yet, so I have to actually manually bring my bucket. Now, fishing in the very beginning can be a little bit faster. The problem with fishing is you have to be able to afford a fishing rod, at which point you will have had to have done a little bit of this anyway. There we go. So we got some iron here. I don't even have a headlamp yet. This is rough. Alright. That was foolish, wasn't it? And the nice thing about this is you don't have to empty it out every time, and you don't have to worry about stuff falling out. If your bucket tips over, or your pan tips over, it's not really a big deal. I suppose I could probably throw one of those in the hole to use as light, huh? We're not going to worry about it right this instant, though. All we're trying to do is get up enough money to begin the automation process. So there's going to be a little bit of this dull... I am getting a lot of energy cells, and that is problematic. Because they do not equal money. Oh. So one of the things that I did do is I changed my drop icon, that little white circle, from gray to white so that you can actually see it at night. And that made loads of difference. So I highly recommend doing that. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm kind of digging in a specific manner here. Whoops. Because eventually this is going to be a staircase to deeper levels. Remember, the deeper you go, the more things are worth. So for now, we're just kind of digging out the stairwell. And we could do this faster with a pickaxe. The problem is, to get a pickaxe costs money. So we're doing this to get money for the pickaxe, while at the same time giving ourselves a start. You know what, we're going to start using the bucket, just so I stop accidentally picking up nuggets. The bucket doesn't have to be right side up to be filled either, so that's not really a big deal. Alright, let's see what we can get for what we have. Maybe we can get some tools. So we're going to take these up the road here to the jeweler. Now the truck probably would have been a little bit faster, but that bridge is kind of a bitch to get across in the truck, so... Well, we only got 61, but it's a start. So we'll take that down here and see if we can't get a pickaxe, and that'll get us deeper. We're also going to need a second pan. Not right away, but we're going to, so if we can afford it, we may as well. So we're going to drop our coins in the bucket. And then we're going to actually, a bed's probably a better bet. How much do we have? We have 61. That's 300. We can't do anything with the pipes yet, I don't think. Nope, they're expensive. Something we could do... Oh, that's 86, so no. Not yet. We can buy one of these, though. And that's going to help us make a little bit of extra money along the way. So we're going to go that route. Oh, right, pickaxe. Derp. Sometimes is 121. Or 122. So that's going to take a minute. We're going to take our bucket back down here. I might as well fill it up over right here. And then we're going to go back for our fishing trap. Now the fishing trap is going to passively catch fish. And that's why I bought it rather than the fishing rod, because the fishing rod requires attention, and we still want to be digging. So we're going to go ahead and set him. I don't have a hammer yet, so I can't make it permanent, which means I have to be careful when I grab the fish, so that I don't grab the whole bucket. I'll probably start working on making this a little bit wider. I know I just said I was going to work on making that a little bit wider, and then I remembered that the deeper you go, the more stuff's worth, so I think it's actually more beneficial to make the hole as deep as we can first. That sounded like a fishy being caught. Was that a fishy? Nope, that might have just been me dunking in the water. Alright. Back to the digging we go. And, whoops. I know this seems tedious, and it kinda is. But this is the beginning. It gets way better very shortly if I can hit the damn bucket. Alright. And a lot of this will probably be cut from the video because it's tedious and boring. Or at least sped up. It would help if I could get my rhythm down. Seem to be struggling with that. know from last time that a few shovelfuls of dirt is not nearly enough. And the more time we can save running back and forth, the more efficient we're going to be here. And as always with me, efficiency is very important. And I missed. Oh, nope, I didn't miss. Do we have a fish yet? No. I don't remember it taking that long to catch fish. Maybe I wasn't checking as frequently. 3, 4... Alright, let's see what we got. So those jobs are going to be very important for things purchasable from the guilds later, but for now there's no real point. We still need Hydro coin. So that's 162. That's a little better. So let's take our 162 over. At least we should be able to get the pickaxe. So that was 122, right? And that's going to make this quite a bit faster. I wonder if I can drop the coins in that way. I guess we'll find out, huh? Haha! That made life a little easier, at least. And then combining coins is fairly easy. You just gotta make sure that they drop on each other. There we go. Alright, we're going to take a moment away from our digging here. This isn't going to make us any money, but it's going to get us lower, which is going to make us more money faster. So we're going to start with... Oh, that's a relic. I did not realize I was that far over. Excellent. So that's the bottom. So at this point, we're just going to clear ourselves out a little space. Alright, we'll bring our lantern down here. Perfect. Well. Alright. Once we get a steady drip down here, we're going to work on making this a bit more user-friendly. So let's go ahead and get our shovel. We should see much better gains now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, look at how much bigger that guy is. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might need to have a go at the roof. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that soon. Ooh. Okay, so that's something that we don't want to sell because it's hard to get later on. That's core stone. So we're going to hold on to this like we would our power. Should have just brought the whole bloody bucket up here. You know what? We'll put it in the cart. That way it's easy to find. Yeah, because we have a gem as well, and we don't have any means to clean the gem yet. So that's also going to have to sit and wait. The power, I'm not so worried about trying to find later. The shards, I guess they're called. Because they are glowy, so they're easy to find. But rocks are a different story. Take the bucket with you, dumbass. Alrighty. I forgot about that. You can only put one in if you do it that way instead of the 4 with the bucket. So your stuff becomes much smaller. That's why I have the bucket down there with me. Alright. 2, 3, 4. And you can see me pulling specifically at the base so that we get the most bang for our buck, so to speak. Our next goal is to get a pipe so we don't have to keep coming up all the time. And that relic I'm just leaving there for now. I will pull it out later. That was stupid. That was really stupid. Can I? I can do it this way, I guess. Maybe not. Is that more? Wow! Getting super lucky. Alright. Apparently I dropped the shovel in a very compromising spot. There we go. Now we can actually see out here. Alright, we're going to have to work on that approach. There we go. That's a little better. There we go. Whoa. Seriously? There we go. Okay. So let's take our bucket and go get ourselves a little bit more water. That still looks pretty steep right there. We need a rake to really clean that up. We could use blocks from the store, but I don't see the point in buying multiple blocks when I can do the same thing with a rake and use it on other parts of the build and other builds. I don't know what my problem is, but it's becoming frustrating. There we go. Now we have a little bit easier passage going on there. Looks like we got another gem. Let's go see what we can do with this. And we could sell the gems uncut, we could, but the amount of money that you get for them is negligible. Thank you, autosave. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and run up here. There we go. And now we're getting quite a bit more money. That pickaxe is paying for itself already. Well, I guess it literally just paid for itself, but that's another story. Alright, let's see what we can do with some piping. Get this a little more streamlined. How much piping do we think we're going to need? Let's say... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 10-ish. Probably more than 10, but we'll say 10-ish for now. Okay. One. How much are these guys? Ooh. 2, 3. Let's see, can we afford a grind wheel? Is there a grind wheel here? There is. 84. Okay, let's buy what we've got. I really should have brought the cart. Actually, I can just use the truck. It's faster. The upside with the cart is you can actually fit it in there and on top of the platform, whereas with the truck you really can't. The upside is the truck can hold quote-unquote unlimited stuff, so as long as you've paid for it, you can drop it in. And if it overwrites other stuff, it's not really a big deal. Like here, if I drop this on this, it sticks. Here, if I drop this in the pile, it doesn't. So you can fit a bunch of crap in there. See, that was 3. How much money do we have left? 231. So let's do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I should probably get a bed here soon too. Okay, and you can't really steal from the store. If you try to take this outside where the shop is, that happens. At least they don't get mad at you, because sometimes I screw up when I'm trying to buy stuff and either forget to hit the button or... And let me tell you, there is nothing worse than loading the entire back of your truck with a bunch of pipes while it's on one of these platforms and then forgetting to hit the button and watching them all poof as you drive away. So then you gotta go back and reload the damn thing. It's really a pain. Oh, do we have enough for another bucket? Or pan, rather. 77. Yes, we do. Alright, so we're going to bring these over here. So we're going to throw this guy down. Say, here's where our start is. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's why I'm off center. Okay. So I really want to be in line with this. I really wanted to start here, I think. Well, let's start it here. Because I'm not entirely sure that's 5. The deepest part of the starting area is 5 down. So we got 1. You know what? Straight pipes are easier to use. So here we've got 1, 2. Alright. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5? Yeah, I think we are 5 deep. Okay. We'll go with that then. Still gonna try and shift us one over though. I'll stay here-ish. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if it's going to let me go through that berm or not. No. Ah. So if you roll your mouse wheel, you can get it to let you put things further out or closer in. And sometimes it takes a couple clicks, but it'll do it. Okay. Unfortunately, that means we don't have enough pipe. Well, maybe. Let's see if it lets me get away with it or not. Ah, dumbass. Okay. Ah, it made the splash sound. We have water? We have water! Neat. Alright, so we're going to find our water drip. Thank you, autosave. And we're going to go straight bloody down. If you click too fast, it doesn't really like it, and nothing happens. So... okay. So this part just got a wee bit faster. And clear out enough of an area for the pan drop. So it doesn't like things being above you when you try to drop stuff. Okay. So now we can put this guy over here. We'll go back up and get our pans, plural. So I'm actually going to transfer our money to the truck so I don't lose it. Oh, right. And this guy is going to help us do something with the gems. Should we just cut them down here? That would be fantastic, except we don't have the space to do that, so that's not going to be a thing. So we're just going to cut them right up here at the entrance for now. Right, I never put you away. And it's getting on to nighttime, which means it's going to be dark up here, but we live down there now. We've just graduated to dwarves. Okay, so pan number 1. It's going to be our selling pan. So we're going to put it over here somewhere. That works. Oh, for the love of all that's holy. I'm just going to have to take it back down again later, but for now... alright, then we'll take our mixing pan. So this, we're just going to flop under the drip. And now we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, drop you, dunk you, brush you, and we're back to it. Whoops. Until I do something stupid. I mean, you don't really have to wait very long to see me do something stupid, I suppose. 3 and 4. There's already 4 there. Fantastic. Didn't have to prove myself right that fast. A little less money from digging up there, but it's in the way, so. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, and 4. Just keep this up for a few iterations. You can see how much that little bit of pipe really helps. Alright, when you start to get too full over here, and too full is kind of a misnomer because it'll just keep stacking inside the bucket, but when you can't really see what you have anymore, you can just transfer it to that, which is our selling bucket. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. So we're working on digging ourselves out where our first build's going to go, while at the same time putting things in the wrong bucket, because that's what we do. Or not in the bucket at all, because that's fun too. But at the same time, we're earning our money. Alright. And the beginning of this game, like any game, is going to be a little slow and a little boring. But that's alright, because it picks up fairly quick once you start to automate, and we are well on our way. We already have the drip going, making things 10 times faster. Probably more than that. Why are you not? There we go. So we're already digging at max depth for the free site. Oh, there we go. There's a gem. That's a ruby too. That's going to be worth something. Alright, so we bring him up here, and we shine him. Now we have a shiny ruby. You know what, we should probably shine all these while we're at it, because we can just add them back to the sell bucket. This one's an emerald, which is the most common. And then this one, I think, is another ruby. It's very hard to see, because it's dark. Yeah, it's another ruby. So not only are their colors different, but their shape is different as well, which makes it easier to tell what's what. Over here. Did we get a fishy yet? We did get a fishy. So just some extra money. I'm just going to go ahead and throw you down there. We're going to do the same with these. Geronimo! Bonsai! Whoop. Well, that was less effective than I had hoped. Seriously? Killing me here. There we go. And we do have to dig a little bit into the less worthy areas to get, just so we can keep moving in here. So you can mix it up a little bit between the two. So there's a very important store up top side. Alright, let's see what we have for money now. I'm not going to worry about removing the shards that we can't sell at the moment. I'm just going to dump them out when we get back because it won't let us sell them, so it's not really a loss. There we go. 1,200. That's much better. And we still have our fishy to sell. There's only 7, which is why I didn't buy a fishing rod. Okay. Another 1,200. Alright, so the store is going to give us our first automated machines. And they are a little on the expensive side in the beginning, but not really. The real downside is you can only buy 1. Oh, I guess they're actually quite a bit cheaper than I thought. Alright, so we're going to get automated sooner than I thought. Okay, first things first. Take our money out. We're gonna dump our rocks out. Yep. Don't I still have money in the truck? Where'd I park the truck? Wow. I am fucking special today. Okay. Money, money, money. Okay, so we're looking at quite a bit there. So if we can get this to work in our favor... You know what? Let's go get some of the other stuff that we're going to need. So, this is going to be our first trip to a different town. I'm actually going to cheat and just throw this down the hole. So the main town is over across the river, and there's a couple of different ways that you can go to get there, but I have found that the fastest way is by pulling an Evel Knievel here. Just drive right up and over. And I got the truck stuck. There we go. Unstuck does work while you're in vehicles as well, so that's quite useful. Alright, so one of the first things that we need to buy is a rake. So we're going to come over here, buy ourselves a rake. Now, there's tier 2 equipment for sale here, and I recommend actually waiting on that because when you do your builds, tier 1 equipment can only dig tier 1 dirt, and tier 1 tools can only dig tier 1 dirt. So I actually have a tier 2 build on my other save, and I use my tier 1 stuff to dig down so that I know where I can and can't go with my equipment. I don't quite have 1,300, so I can't get this guy yet. But I can get this, and I can get this, and this, and this, and this. And we're going to want a building hammer. Yep. Saws aren't going to be important just yet, but we are going to want a hand sword, or it's going to make our lives easier in the near future. And these pipes are higher pressure, but they are far more expensive. That's why I didn't start with them. They go to tier 2 machines. They put out more pressure than tier 1 can handle, which is not a huge deal. Any excess pressure is just bled off. It'll still function, and it'll function at peak capacity. So it's not really a problem to have better pipes than your equipment, except when you don't have any damn money. Then it's kind of a problem. So for the Ember Cradle stuff, we're just going to go ahead and take what we've got. And when we move, that's when we're going to do the Cloudium pipes, as they are the tier 2 pipes. There are tier 3 pipes, but they require tokens for the mining guild, and those are a bit harder to come by. So we're just going to stick with Cloudium for now, because we can buy them with Hydrocoin, which is a lot easier to get. Alright, am I just stupid here? There we go. Alright. Now this is where all the conveyors are, which is right next door. They are fairly expensive. We're looking at 200 or so per normal ones. Why are we hung up? Can I turn, please? Can I turn, please? Wow, that was nuts. Okay. Yeah. So you can get it to polish gems for you as it goes across them. You have straight, left, right, and then splitters. So this guy is very inefficient and kind of a pain in the ass to work with. But I completely forgot one of the things I needed to buy is a shutoff valve. But I don't need conveyors to get it to work, so it's cheaper in the beginning. Right, valve. Now, one of the downsides to using the auto mining drills is they do take damage over time based on water quality. And you can get around that by getting 5 of these guys hooked onto your pipeline. The problem is these will take damage instead. So that's where logic comes in handy, because you can use your logic to try to auto repair them to an extent. And we'll get to that more later when we actually can. So to get back, you just follow the road here. And there is a map, so you can see. I'll show you where the map is. They give you one for free at the start. Eventually we're going to get a better truck too, because this one's kind of poop. So if you look on the top of the cab there, that's actually the fuel tank, and I was quite a ways into the game before I realized that. So that's a thing. Now buckets of water, this thing takes forever to fill up. So what I did in my tinkering... Ooh, boink! What I did in my tinkering save is I actually set up kind of a fuel station with a switch. So you hit the switch and it park in the right spot, hit the switch and it drips straight into the tank. Fills it right up. Oh, we're not quite done yet, because I need to split off for this guy. Do we have the money for it? We should. We should. Okay, boop. So we're going to need to replace one of our parts with that. And then we can get that. And a couple more straights. Say 3, maybe 4. We'll do 3 to start. 2. And if you look at them, they tell you when you go to pick them up that each one of these decreases water pressure by 3. Now with what we're doing at the moment, that's not really a big deal, because we're not actually using our pressure for anything. The higher the pressure, the bigger the nuggets that you get out of the harvester, and the faster that the drill spits out dirt clods to give you nuggets. So you want both of them at as high a pressure as possible, which is where the condensed, cheaper builds are actually more beneficial, because you have less pressure loss. Now there are things that you can do to get your pressure back up to intake value, but they require those shards for power. And you want to be as close to those as possible. Right, we need a bed still. And if I have the money, a helmet. Not a brick. I don't know if I have enough for both of those. The helmet's pretty expensive. Oh, thank the Lord. Down to 32 coins. Alright, so we have a bed now, which means we can pass night quickly. Can you please put... Thank you. And then we'll just wear this out. So now we have light wherever we go. Now you can't drive with this when you hit Q to get in the vehicle. It drops. So you can actually leave it in the vehicle. Alright. So, let's start by putting our camping bed up by the bridge. Oh, it must be morning. Okay. Now I'll put you back on. So we'll grab our anvil, because we're going to need that. And we'll put it back here for now. It's going to move later, but for now. We want it facing that way. Our cauldron we're going to put over here. This guy we're going to put over here. So this is how we're going to refine stuff. And actually, I think they're going to wind up being over there. So, this guy... I feel like I should have made this lower. You know what? I have an idea. I was going to have this extend down anyway, because we're to that point. So we'll just put the offshoot there. Whoop. So RT and Y are how you get your things to rotate. There we go. I didn't mean to make it go out that far, but it is what it is. Those were supposed to mostly be going down, but, I mean, needs must and all that. So we're going to go ahead and nail these down so we don't accidentally pick any of them up. The build hammer, you left click to make sure it's permanent, and you can right click to turn it back off. So that's going to make life a little bit easier here. For now, that's fine. Okay, your piping is there. There we go. A shut off, just in case we do something stupid. And who am I kidding? We all know I'm going to do something stupid. It's just a matter of when. There we go. So now it's off. Now it's on. If that's it works like normal valves. If the line is in line with the pipes, it's on. If the line is not in line with the pipes, it's off. This guy can't be nailed down, but that's okay. This guy goes to the forge. And this guy we're going to use to pretty this up a little bit. Whoops. Well, I guess that works out. And this is why I didn't buy blocks, because now we can use the dirt itself as our blocks. Interesting. That went way further than I wanted it to. I really would like this to be too wide. Just for ease of access. Not entirely sure what's going on here, though. But that's alright, we got it fixed. Oh, I see what's going on. So we're going to have to pretty this up a little bit. We'll take it all the way back just for smoothness for the vehicle, I think. I like that. This part's a little tedious, but it's kind of a one-off, so that's good. Alright, that'll work up here for now. Do still need to... So we're gonna have to fix those again. There we go. So now we have a nice clean staircase so far. And there are actual staircases that we can put in later so we don't have to make a jump each time. Why are you not... Oh my god. Sometimes fighting with the rake is a pain in the ass. It would really be better to pretty this up once we have automation going, because that'll give us something to do while we wait for it to churn out ore. But I am tired of struggling to get down to the mine, so we're going to do it now. No. Whoops. Well, that sucks. Alright, now we have to get real creative. Oops. Three, 4. Actually, we can take from there and put here, I suppose. There we go. That ought to let us do what we're trying to do. Yes. Yes. Now we are actually getting somewhere. That's fine, because that's where the relic's at, so we're just going to let that slide. Can I get that to... No. Yeah, we'll just leave that open. Okay. So there we go. Now we have a nice clean staircase. No more hopping about like a ninny. Oh, yep. See, there's the edge of the slope. Alright, so that's been cleaned up quite a bit. Oops. Oh. Okay, that's gonna have to be fixed. Okay, so let's get up there and see what we can do. Oh, I see. It's another one of those it's above the surface thing. Well, shouldn't I be able to... Oh, I didn't bring it back far enough, that's why. So there's our pickaxe. There we go. And one more pass with the rake and it should work. There we are. Nice and cubed up. Looks nice. Much cleaner, easier to get in and out of. Okay, so up here, we're going to need a nice place to... There we are. Now we are going to need at least one of those blocks. Do we have at least 5 coins? We have 32. That's plenty. So this is the one place where you really do need a block. If you try to put the crucible in that fire, it does not work very well. Getting it to stay right side up so that you can do stuff with it is quite difficult. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a block over top of it, which gives us a flat surface to work on, and it actually works. You can still use the thing even though it's covered up. We do need to make sure that our block is right side up. There it is. Boop. So now when we drop this, we don't have to worry about trying to get it centered. It'll just be fine. Oh, that's the blacksmith hammer. Okay, we don't want to be accidentally picking any of that up. Be surprised how many times I've accidentally picked up something while trying to make a bar. So, now that we've got this functioning, we can actually, and here, we'll do this so that we can see why we set this up the way that we did. Just need to get a little bit of this to make it worth the effort. I don't know why I keep putting it in there, but if you've played the game before, you are probably as frustrated with me as I am with myself over it. But at least that drip's making this go a little bit better. Okay, so we've got some shenanigans in here now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out, let's say we want all of our energy cores out of this. So we're going to put one of them here. And grab our second pan, because we're going to need it. Dump the water out. We're going to turn on our water. So there were no energy in there. This is the only one. Which means that entire thing was pointless. And now I have to pick them all up by hand because my dumbass forgot to get an extra pan. But it's going to be important to separate these out now because we're going to turn them into bars, which sell for more than the nuggets do. And this is going to help us automate that process briefly. Eventually, we're going for full automation where it's completely hands-off. But for now, we're going to have to make do with this. So we're going to take our iron over here, we're going to dump it in, and we missed one. Okay, we're going to pour it out as a bar. I'm going to actually use this as the money trough now. We're going to take our gold, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to throw this downstairs. Hopefully it rolls. Now we're going to go sell these bars. So, the same weight, and weight is the qualifier here, and it's thankfully it's neither empirical nor metric. It is just weight. Everything is based off of weight. So that was only 620, and we only did like 3 buckets full. which means we're actually pulling ahead a little bit here. Alright, we had our coin over here. And we can actually clean up this mess a little bit now that we have the bars. Because these guys can be made into shard bars. Now if you line up where your drop is, it does not move forward or back, it only moves from side to side. So you can actually pick up massive amounts if you get that lined up right. And it's actually a trick that I use for fishing, because if you center that over the bucket, that's where it drops the fish. So you just drop your fish right into the bucket. There's an energy bar. Still not sellable, but hey. At least it's not scattered all over God's green earth, right? Alright, so let's get back to this for a little bit. Ah, dumbass. One, 2, 3, 4. 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 Alright, we really need 2 more buckets. Or pans, rather, not buckets. So we're going to go get those, just to make this a little bit easier. I don't know if you can put a pan in a pan and still pick up the whole. Nope. It's worth a shot. Okay, so we need one under the spout, and one under the other spout. Spawn. Alright, and we'll take our bucket up. Or our pan. That's not the right pan. Okay, so take this guy, and we need to make sure that we tell it what to sort. So we're going to tell it to put iron out the front. And then when we dump, all of our iron goes one way, all of our gold goes the other, and our iron completely missed the bloody bucket. Fantastic. Fantastic. So it looks like I need to put the bucket a little bit further out on the front spigot. Thankfully, we're not going to be dealing with this thing for very long. Okay, so there's bucket sale number 1. So let's put you out here. See if that doesn't do a little better. And you... Whoops. Yeah. I do want to collect a little bit more before we actually go to sell, though. One, 2... we can actually use the rake as a bit of a helper here to give a... Damn it, I did it again. To give us a virtually unlimited amount of... As if you remember, when I raked here, it brought it up just a hair on the dirt. And since that is the lowest we can get here, that is incredibly beneficial. Alright. So now, this time, I'm pretty sure we only got one core stone. And a Cloudium. Very nice. Okay, so power. And I left the iron up there like an idiot. Alright, you know what? We'll just send iron through first, since that's already up there. So we're going to dump. All of our iron came out. So we'll take our sample. And we're going to dump this in here. And we're going to dump this in here, and it's going to add its weight too. So now we have a much bigger bar. So we'll take our power out. Okay, so this is all going to be gold, because that's all that's left. We already put our gold bar in there. Not quite as big, but that's alright. Alright. Can't forget the sample. And one of them missed, because of course it did. Alright, so we've got decent gold and iron here. Let's take our money with us. Put you back in front. Is that far enough? No. About there-ish. Alright. So let's see what we get for these. $740. Not great, but that's alright. That combined with what we already have puts us over 1,000 again. So I know that we're going to need a power increaser, so we're going to go ahead and get one of those while we're here. We're actually going to bring the truck around, I think. Alright. Pressure tank, that's what they're called. Okay. We only went one down, so we need 2, 3, and 4. We don't need No, we'll have the fifth one be... well, no. Because the fifth one's going to be the bottom layer. Well, they're going to wind up getting used anyway. So we've got 2 more, and then that guy, and then that guy. And then we're going to need 1 and 1. I don't really need that. You. And you. And a couple of you. Let's say 4 of you. Or at least 3. Oh, this is going to be tight. Okay. Probably should have got a little bit more money up before we started this, but that's alright. Let's see what we can do. So the tier 1 auto drill and harvester are really nice because they're... and we're upside down. There's an Easter egg under here, though. The streamer Dre played this a bit, and under the truck it says Dre was here. That's kind of funny. Thankfully you don't lose anything out of the back of the truck when you roll it. So if you come around this side of the shop, although that's not what I'm after, you can actually park the truck in there for things like the higher quality pipes. But I just realized I'm not here for pipes, I am here for conveyors. Because in order to do what I want to do, I'm going to need a couple of conveyors. To do what I want to do, we're going to need quite a few conveyors, but we can't afford them all. So right now we're going to start small. Because that's how you do it. Like eating an elephant, one bite at a time. So we're going to need this guy for sure. And we're going to need this guy for sure. That's going to have to do for now. Wait, can we get one more? Yes, we can. So these guys have to be attached to pipes. Which is why all of the piping. So do the machines. And granted, we're going to wind up with the whole setup except for the machine, but that's okay, because the machine's easy to place. If I can get off the light pole. I always forget that this thing rides like a dually. But that's okay. Now there's actually a little Easter egg that you can get an achievement for. If you hold down spacebar to brake and W for a few seconds. And that gives you an achievement. So does running over 25 people. I just like the way they fly. I try not to hit the ones that have the little quest bubbles over their head, though, because they can be a pain in the ass to find if they don't walk back right away. But if you're going full speed in the tier 2 truck, you can get some distance on these people. I need to set up a water station for the truck here soon. Thankfully, this one's not going to be anything elaborate because we can only buy the one. So we don't really have to worry about the giant build stuff that I will be doing later just yet. Now, as long as this is shut, it's going to behave as if it's not there because there's no power in it. If it's open, it will cut the water. Where's our bendies? There they are. So we're going to have a T coming off of this. I think we're going to do... that way. And then forward one. So we're going to need a second bendy. There. Which means that the thing itself is going to be there. Actually, yeah, that's how we're going to do it. We're going to try to make this as compact as possible so we lose the least amount of water pressure, which means the biggest yields. And I fell in the hole. Okay, there's our T. So our drill's going to go right here. I feel like... it needs to be wider. It's not going to work. So we're going to have to go up to get into the other machine, which is going to put it too far from the source here. So I want the other machine to be right here, so that we have 1, 2 machine, or just one machine. That'd be cool. Well, now I might be able to get this to be a lot more efficient, actually. So if we have the drill out that way and the machine out this way. No, that can't work. That can't work because the most connections we can have on a pipe is 3. So that would take all 3 connections, which would mean that there would be nowhere to split off for the conveyors to run. Unless I put a split in there for just for the conveyors. Although they go faster with more power, so I really want them after this as well. So let's see, what if we had another T there? Yeah, that could work. Okay. So we're going to have a T here, one that goes up and then side to side. So this is going to be the, I keep wanting to call it a macerator, but they call it a harvester. And then our actual drill is going to be right here. Oh man, that's going to be tight. Oh, make it work. I can always move the pipe over if I have to. So then with it there, we're going to need to route water around it. So we're going to need another T. I don't know that I bought enough T's. I might have to go buy another one. Do we have enough coins for another one? Yeah, we got enough coins for another one. That's the downside of trying to build these in your head, is sometimes you think it works and then you get down there and it doesn't. So I'm going to have to be very, very careful with the slopes of the non-buildable section, non-diggable section, and whether or not this is going to work the way that I want it to. And I have a sneaking suspicion that part of it's not going to work the way I want it to. But we'll see what happens. It did let me place the pipe, so it ought to let me place... That's... So if I have it facing that way like I had originally planned and then wrap it around back, I can't because this here is undiggable. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. So I can either shift the whole thing. Actually, we could just shift the whole thing. That would probably make life a whole hell of a lot easier. So if we have it here, and that means that we're going to need... The problem is then it's too close to this. Not if we go this way. Okay. So the drill's going to go there. Which means we're going to have to wrap around here. For the conveyor. So we'll have the conveyor grab it here. Then do we want to lift it up first or move it and then lift it up? I think lifting it up first is probably the best idea there. Yeah, we're going to need more pipes. I didn't have this thought out as thoroughly as I thought I did. Oh shit, we can't have it lift up there yet. It's gotta go one forward first. We could use another T there. If we used another T there, going up instead. Well, this one's gonna have to come this way regardless. I thought that I had this figured out better than I did. I apologize. This is going to take a minute. Where'd our money go? I thought I left it over here. No, I left it in the place. That's why. Okay, so we need another T. Another bandy. Another straight. T over here. 2Q down below. Okay, another straight. Oh, that's not a good angle either. Sorry about that. Random phone call. Alright, that'll give us a way to get around back here to fill the power when needed. Okay. So we can at least get some of these out. I forgot the angled ones. So we're actually going to need one that turns to the left. I have completely boxed myself in down here. Okay. Okay. Well, that's going to save us some effort there, I suppose. So we need another angle there. So we need one T, one straight, one angle. And then we should be okay to get the beginning part. It's not going to have any sorters or anything fancy like that. But we should be okay for the beginning part here. One angle, one T, and one straight. One angle, one T, and one straight. And we're going to need a cork. I didn't need to buy a straight. We still had some left over. That's alright, though. We'll use them when we bring it up top. The cork's not particularly necessary. It doesn't affect pressure or anything. It just gets rid of that annoying dripping sound. Which for the most part we're not really going to have to deal with, but... because this is eventually going to come up, that's why it's there. But I want to plug this one. We're going to head back over here and grab our cork. The corks are a little odd to place because they're actually on the square in front of the end. So it's actually going to be inside the power conduit, but we can get it to work. So that one's not dripping anymore. So we're going to have our drill here. And our harvester here. And our harvester is going to spit out right here on the ground for now. We need 2 right turners, and we need some other stuff that I didn't bring with us. So this is actually going to come here, pointed that way. And we're going to have a right turn. Actually, 2 right turns and a left turn. And I have way more straight than we need for now. Fantastic. Well, we'll hold on to them because we'll need them once we bring everything topside for sorting. Same with these pipes. It's not a waste yet. I don't think we have enough money for any more of the conveyors at the moment, though. No. So we're going to have to dig just a little bit more. But we're almost there. To where all we'll have to do is bring up stuff and sort it. And eventually we're going to have it bring itself up and sort itself. And refine itself. So all we have to do is saw off a chunk of however much of whatever we want. And carry on. Don't be a pain in the ass. It's going to be a pain in the ass. So if you hold down the button, you can actually rotate things. And we can use that to drop it more strategically. There we go. Bring you over, bring you over. Okay. 1, oops. 2, 3, and 4. Oh, and it did again. Let's see if this will get us enough for another piece. Let's sort out our gold first. That is not a very big bar. I don't think that's going to be nearly as much as what I wanted. Well, that was random. What happened to the emerald? Ah. Emeralds. Nice. That's gonna help a little bit. I think we're going to need around 500, maybe a little bit more for the conveyors that we're after. And then we're going to need to get a little bit more for the machines. Two rights and a left, that may or may not be enough. I really don't want to make the trip all the way over there and find out we don't have enough. So let's go ahead and do one more pan. Where's my helmet? Did I leave it in the truck? I did. There, now I can see. 3, 4. Three. It's not being very friendly. Trying to get us some headspace so we can start dropping tools where I want, instead of in the small window that it will allow me. Oops. Thankfully, you can just pick up the dirt cloud and do that. I haven't nailed anything down yet, so that's a thing that happens, and that's why you should always nail down your conveyors when you're finished, because if you go to pick up a nugget or something that's on the conveyor and you miss, you'll rip out the conveyor, and that's going to cause you all kinds of hate and discontent. Alright, let's see if this gives us enough to do anything with. Looks like I was too far away. I really don't like using that particular tool. It's a giant pain in my ass. In the interest of speeding this along a little bit, unfortunately we're still going to be stuck using this thing for a little bit, even after we get the machine out, because the machine's going to have to pay for enough to get us our sorters actually working properly before we can replace this guy. But I really hate this piece of equipment. With an unholy passion. But it serves its purpose. It's doing what it's supposed to. I just am not the most adept at using it. I got lazy using the sorters. But that's the whole point, is the efficiency route, so that we can dink around with other stuff like the fishing mechanics and the farming mechanics while it's harvesting stuff for us and smelting it for us. Alright, 2 rights and a left. Oh. So let's go get ourselves our 2 rights and a left. And any leftover money we can use for the machine itself. Machines, there's 2 of them. Can you please right yourself? Thank you. We're going to have enough for the drill, but not the harvester. Fantastic. Fantastic. We're almost there, though. We are very, very close to at least partial automation. We're still going to have to hand truck stuff up. Whee! But that's okay. Okay, so this is our left. There's my helmet. So our first right is going to go here. And our second right is going to go right next to it to get us up onto the raised one. Like so. So now anything coming out of this will come around here and up and into the top of the other one. So we're going to wind up with this on the floor right here for now. Alright, fine. Alright, do we have enough for both or just the one? Pretty sure it's just the one. But, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
I've only got these two machines, but you can make more.
320 or 432. And we have enough for the harvester, but not the other oh. Or I could just try to steal it. That's fine too. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so I got the harvester first instead of the drill because I'm going to try and cheese it a little bit by hand dumping dug dirt onto the onto here. Let's see if it'll let us. Oh no, we're going to need to put it in a bucket first, I think. 2, 3, 4. Let's see if it'll let us get away with that before we start investing. Yeah, let's fix that. Okay. Yeah. So the speed of these is based on the amount of power you have available as well. So we're actually going to try to when they're vertical like this, it's a bit more of a pain in the ass to get them to drop where you want them. But now look at how much faster it's going. Okay. So now we're going to put our bucket down here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop you. Drop you. Put our bucket back. Still kind of slow, but not as slow as it was. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4. We only need a couple hundred to get this to work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see how this does us. This is why I got the sorter, so that we didn't have to hand do every single bucket full. And I totally missed. Please be enough. Please, please be enough. If we can buy that other machine, then it'll start spitting out clods for us. And we can use that to pay for itself fairly quickly. Oh, I don't know. I don't think that's enough. I think it's close, but not quite. Yeah. So we needed a little over 4. So we have to do just a touch more. Two, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This might do it. Come on. Didn't realize we got a gem. That's actually hugely beneficial. Alright, you can't mix ores in there, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on which side of it you're on. Alright, this ought to be enough. That sapphire is probably enough on its own. Alright, let's see what we got. And the first day of this is always going to be the most boring, because we're basically doing everything by hand, and that's about to start changing. The truly interesting stuff is going to happen very, very soon. Oh yeah, that's way better. And now we've got enough. Now these machines are going to take steady damage over time, so we are going to have to repair them. We're going to... Next episode, probably, we will work on the fix for that. Okay. Where's my rake? There's my rake. So first let's fix the hole I had to make to get our bar back. Now the problem is, its drill is not actually in quote-unquote dirt as far as the game is concerned, so we're just going to do that, and now it's going to start working. And it's not going to dig that dirt out, so it's going to do its thing for us. It's just going to be a steady... Oh, I forgot the bucket! Bollocks. Now, this mess is going to get bigger and bigger. Well, the good news is we're automated. It's mining for us. The bad news is I'm having problems getting my screw up fixed. Alright, can we put these guys in the bucket? No. So we're gonna go ahead and start throwing these in here first. We'll do it this way. We'll get that one that's under it later. And there we go. So we have begun automation. Obviously we don't have real sorters. We're still doing a lot of the work by hand, but in the next episode we will try to remedy that situation. So, if you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, please don't forget to like and or subscribe. I am going to chop the crap out of this, get rid of the boring parts, for video posting. As we get to better builds, it's gonna be a little better. Some of the bigger builds are going to be a lot more fun. This is fairly limited at the moment, but that's... We're on our way to changing. We have constant income stream now because of this, so... Alrighty. You folks have a good evening, and we will catch you next time. Have a good night.